I want people to know how fast a brush stroke was put on, or that paint is a fluid medium, that it drips and it splatters, and those aren't collateral damage. Drips and splatters oftentimes are collateral enhancements. I want them to look like they were done in a frenzy of activity, that the paint was applied with great energy, and that it was maybe done in an hour or so. But the truth is, most of them probably take 6, 8, 10 hours, because there's a lot of looking at it. This is where you get into trouble. You make a big mess, you make a big chaos often on the canvas, and then you've got to come back and bring it back and get rid of the parts that aren't working and keep the parts that are. And that is where your intuition as a painter, as a designer, as an artist, as a person involved with the concept has to enter into it. And that is the mystery of painting for me, solving that problem. If I knew what these things were going to look like when I started them, I would never paint them. There'd be no challenge in that for me. There are other people that know exactly what they want, and that's fine. Their art is just as good as mine. It's just different. It's exciting because I don't know where it's going to go. Some are more abstract than others. Some get pushed too far. I should have stopped earlier, but I'm okay with it. Some of them, maybe I could work a little more, but I'm not sure, and I leave them that way. I don't know. There is no recipe for it. Everyone is different. Even if the subject matter and the composition may look very similar, there will be enough differences in there to keep me interested in it. I think I could start 20, 30, 40 paintings of exactly the same basic drawing, and I wouldn't be bored with it, because everyone is going to be different in enough of a way to keep me interested in solving that problem.
I think of Walter as being like Matisse and Jackson Pollock in North Dakota, with his interest in color, line, expression, action painting. I think he really is a treasure of this area.
I think his significance isn't as much about the work as what he's given to the art community in his teaching and just support of art in a state that really doesn't support art a lot.
Walter Peel broke the mold. He's not a traditional artist, but he is a guy who knows a lot about the Western lifestyle. He can conceptualize and he can put that idea on canvas and he can make it sing. And a lot of people may not like the kind of art that he does, but once they look at it, and look at it long and hard, and they notice that detail and the vibrancy of it, they become Walter Peel fans too. He's one of a kind, and he's our own. He's a North Dakotan.
I will always be a painter of Western Americana in some form or another. The horse culture, the ranching culture, the cattle and horse culture was always so important to me as a kid. It was part of my fantasy, it was part of my everyday life. Pursuing art and pursuing that subject matter, which was so important to me, naturally led me into all sorts of themes of the Wild West, of the tame West, of the rodeo, of historic West.
When he started painting things from his life, from rodeo, from horses and riders, I think it really freed him up as an artist. The Sweetheart of the Rodeo was kind of, I think, a breakthrough for him. And it was inspired by the Old Birds album. And Joe Mora, who's a Californian artist who did those posters that the Birds drew that title from for their album. So he would use that title, Sweetheart of the Rodeo, and did a long series of paintings that would incorporate hearts and bucking horses.
He understands the subject that he is painting very, very well. He just doesn't sit there and conjure up something and look at a book and come up with a picture and say, hey, we'll transfer this to canvas. He has actually seen the images that he puts on that canvas, and it shows.
most good art shows the artist's life, and the whole rodeo experience has been such a huge part of Walter's life since when he was young. It brings such an honesty to his work.